Hey there, how's it going? We're glad to have people tuning in from all over the world. If you're new here, welcome to the family. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Now, in the past 3 hours, the United States has officially entered the scene. They haven't made a formal announcement yet, but we're seeing clear military indicators, troop movements and deployments, suggesting that the United States is stepping in openly now. Plus, there's evidence that America's been involved behind the scenes for a while. The other big news is the massive, devastating strike Iran launched early this morning on Israel. It was a powerful, heavy hit. But Israel didn't hold back either. They hit back hard in Tehran earlier today. So let's get into the details and latest updates. Yesterday, Iran launched some seriously heavy ballistic missile strikes deep into Israel. The hits were focused on Haifa and a place called Petah Tikva. I honestly don't know why they keep using names from our ancient Egyptian heritage. Ptah was the creator god in Egyptian mythology. But anyway, the strikes also hit Tel Aviv, Haifa, and Petah Tikva. One of the most damaging hits was on Israel's largest oil refinery. It caused major destruction. Looking at the type of missiles used, experts are saying Iran brought out new, more advanced ballistic missiles that they haven't used before. If we consider how much Israel has been bombing Iranian targets, air defense systems, missile launch platforms, and storage sites for strategic ballistic missiles, we'd think Israel had crippled Iran's capabilities. But every night, Israel is shocked by new and intense missile attacks. What's happening in the heart of Tel Aviv and other parts of Israel is unlike anything they've dealt with before. It's shaking Israeli society internally and damaging the army's image globally. Now look here, this is footage of one of Israel's air defense systems, probably David's sling or arrow. A missile is launched to intercept, but then something weird happens. One of the missiles veers off course and ends up hitting the very launcher it came from. That tells us two things. First, no missile defense system is 100% reliable. And second, Israel is under massive pressure from the sheer number of incoming missiles. Even if the United States sends additional THAAD systems, how many can they actually send? The United States only makes about 60 of these missiles. So how many can they realistically spare for Israel? The scale of Iranian missile fire over the past 3 days is overwhelming and poses a huge threat to Israel. Now take a look at this image. It shows a door to one of Israel's bunkers, supposedly built to withstand even nuclear attacks. But from the sheer force of Iran's strike, look at the damage. And these missiles aren't even aimed at civilians. They're targeting military bases, oil refineries, fuel and ammo depots. Here, in this video, you can clearly see a missile strike from a cruise missile, not a ballistic one, aimed directly at a key individual inside Israel. There's talk going around that one of Israel's top commanders may have been targeted. I'm not going to mention names here, but it was a major hit. So what did Israel do in response? Today, Monday, June 16th, Israel launched a major strike right in the heart of Tehran. They hit a command center of the Quds Force. That's not just any unit. It's the foreign operations arm of Iran's Revolutionary Guard. And Israel didn't just bomb the building. They said they were targeting senior military leaders gathered there. According to Israeli sources, they managed to hit 10 top generals, including one very close to Khamenei. This just happened about an hour ago. So what's the point of this? Israel's trying to paralyze Iran's military leadership. They already went after the Revolutionary Guard commander, the Army Chief of Staff, the Air Force commander, all high-ranking officials. Yet despite all that, Iran keeps striking back. I told you, if Iran can keep going after losing that many top leaders, it means their system isn't dependent on just one person. They're not running a one-man show. They've clearly got a solid, well-organized strategy in place. This is exactly what's frustrating Israel. They don't know how to deal with a country that just keeps coming, no matter how hard it gets hit. To be clear, I'm not going to lie and say Iran is winning, and I'm not going to claim Israel is winning either. What we're seeing is a full-on bone-crushing conflict, with both sides delivering and receiving powerful blows. So why is Iran still standing and able to keep hitting Israel? Well, it's because their entire military doctrine is built on three main pillars. First, local missile production. They produce thousands of rockets and warheads domestically. Second, independence. They don't rely on the United States or outside countries to supply them. And third, self-sufficiency. Iran built its military industry over many years and didn't just throw money at America hoping for weapons in return. That's really what's allowing Iran to keep fighting back in this unprecedented escalation. Iran's military strategy is all about self-reliance and long-term planning. Iran has taken a very different path for a long time now. They've said, we'll build our own weapons. We'll make our own military industries. We'll decide for ourselves what to target, what to strike, and how to fight. No one tells us whether we can launch this missile or fly that aircraft. If you look at the F-35 fighter jets that countries buy from the United States, they can't even fully control them without American approval. And you know, it's not just the F-35s. There are plenty of US weapon systems like that. Another thing to note, Iran uses 3 different missile launch systems, not just one. They've got fixed platforms, mobile platforms, and underground ones. Israel is trying to destroy all of them. But Iran has actually been preparing for this kind of confrontation for a long time. They've spread their missile systems across the entire map of Iran, not just in the West. According to the New York Times, Israeli fighter jets are currently operating more freely because many of Iran's air defense systems have been hit. But still, there's strong intelligence activity going on. Here, check out this video. It shows Iranian police chasing down a car carrying drones. Israeli agents and Mossad operatives are now all over Iran. There are constant security chases across the country. You can even see here, 2 more trucks were caught heading toward the border. They were carrying drones too. It's obvious this operation's been in the works for a long time. Mossad agents have been undercover in Iran for years, thanks in part to Azerbaijan and certain other countries funding them. Honestly, the situation is embarrassing and extremely dangerous. What's worse is seeing some Arabs, let's be blunt, some pro-Israel Arab voices online, openly defending Israel without shame. No dignity, no self-respect. And Israel isn't just targeting Western Iran. They also hit Mossad airport, which is way up in the northeast. That means Israeli air power has now reached deep into Iran from the north too. They're not just trying to take down Iran's immediate strike capabilities. They're going for a complete shutdown of Iran's military power. But the truth? That's going to be extremely difficult. Iran built its military doctrine and infrastructure with this exact kind of confrontation in mind. Israel claimed it destroyed the Natanz nuclear facilities, both above and below ground, but here's something more important. America. Let me be honest. America has been directly involved in this from the beginning, just behind the scenes. You can't tell me that Iran's every military move is being watched and tracked without US spy satellites hovering over Iran and feeding everything to Israel. But never mind that. Let's talk about the blows Israel has been taking. Right now, Israeli civilians are terrified. Every night, as darkness falls, they're living in fear. Are the Iranian missiles going to hit us tonight? They wonder. Iran's hypersonic missiles are wreaking havoc, causing panic and serious damage. It's clear Israel is heading toward a huge military and political disaster. Now America is stepping in. Take a look at this. Here's footage of an American C-17 cargo plane flying from Qatar to Israel. It's carrying defense systems. This is a serious move. These C-17s operate under highly coordinated plans. Israel's THAAD defense batteries have been firing like crazy inside Israel's heartland. This is the first sign of a full-scale American rescue operation. Also, there are reports that a United States aircraft carrier has moved from the Indian Ocean toward the Arabian Gulf. Another United States plane took off from a military base in Turkey. You know those bases are used by the US. This one's a surveillance aircraft flying near Israeli airspace. Meanwhile, Israel has pulled forces out of Gaza and moved them up north, just in case something happens from Lebanon's direction. They're clearly anticipating a northern front too. Right now, Israel is also hitting every refinery and fuel facility inside Iran, trying to paralyze the country's energy backbone. But here's the key point I want to make. The US military is clearly stepping in big time. America isn't going to just stand by and watch Israel collapse. And still, Iran says they haven't even used their deadliest weapons yet. They've warned, if we're hit again, we'll hit back harder. Israel's defense minister is also talking about launching massive, overwhelming strikes in Tehran. So, we're in a dangerously escalating situation right now. I'm not just giving you a news bulletin. I'm giving you the most important updates and trying to analyze where this is headed. Is there any hope for peace talks, like Trump once suggested? Honestly, I doubt it. This conflict is exploding. That last Iranian strike on Israel? It was like a slap in the face. Israel is now in a very, very tough position. And Netanyahu's arrogance, and that of his government, won't help them recover from this humiliation unless they strike back even harder. But if they do, Iran will hit back again, and America will be dragged in even deeper to save Israel. Which brings me to a question. What about the trillions of dollars that Trump took from the Gulf countries? If the Gulf states had made it a condition that Trump should stay out of a war like this,